because of Coons Market, the feast is about ready to begin. Mr. Diulus, after every show on Sunday, the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, tell them where you go.
We go straight to the Banksville Coons Market and get our shopping done.
They get all their shopping done. And who doesn't love Banksville? Who doesn't love all 8 locally owned and independently operated Coons Markets? Even the dogs are excited, right? Well, it's Thanksgiving, and I wanted to come here before I head to work just to spend a little time with my familia, his great family. And believe me, they're going to have a great family get-together. Come in here, Hannah. Show them this beautiful, look at this. I mean, I don't think I could have set the table any better myself. All right, now, the underdog, no pun intended, in this first game that is underway right now has 23 points on the board against Detroit. Jordan Love, who we were all writing off, has got 2 touchdowns. What's up with that?
You know what? It's really hard to figure out. Thanksgiving is a weird one for Detroit. You know, it's their tradition. They got all the things going for them, and you would think they were used to it. They just don't look like they were ready for this game today. They come out, they scored on the first drive, missed the extra point, and everything's gone downhill since then.
Let me tell you, Bannock Manager Group, he handles those professional sports agents that actually have Travis Kelce as a client. Before I came to work today, got a little workout in, but I watched on Amazon, Bye Bye Barry, about Barry Sanders.
Yes.
You have to watch this. One of the most tremendous documentaries I've ever seen. His dad reminded me a lot of my dad. Never did I become a professional football player, but I understand where the drive came from. What an incredible human being. He's the father of 4 amazing sons. Please take time and watch Bye Bye Barry. Now, also still to come, Washington and Dallas today. So who do you like in that football game?
Well, that's the one I selected the Cowboys in that one. Just figuring, you know, with the Commanders not being the team that's up to snuff yet, they're getting there. They're on the developmental side. I like the Cowboys in a big way today.
All right, tell everybody about the third game coming up today.
I don't even remember who we got, Rob.
Come on, Seattle.
Seattle and
Frisco.
There you go. It's going to be San Fran. I told you guys last week, Brock Purdy was a flash in the pan, and then he goes out and pitches a perfect game. How unbelievable is that? He really looks good. The 49ers really got it going on right now.
Listen, I just can't tell you how much I enjoy spending time with this man, his family. But this is what, just show him, Hannah, this is what every house, let me peek around this little pillar has in Western Pennsylvania. You got to have a TV so you can watch what's happening in the NFL. And as a kid growing up, we always had KDK radio on. But now look, is this not one of the most awesome kitchens you've ever seen? And what would it be? Thanksgiving, there's the great Pam Diulus, who teaches in that city schools system. Pumpkin pie! And there's Trevor. Trevor, come here real quick. Tell everybody about the brand that you're behind, you and Hannah, this 412. Absolutely love what they do. And if you're thinking about, making that model railroad look even more spectacular, you want to get things done spec so they kind of match the track and that O-gauge model railroad, tell them about what you're doing.
So I run a company called Print 412. We create model bridges for Clemente, Smithfield, and Fort Pitt. We 3D print them. We can design them to whatever dimensions you need. And we'll hope to make your railroads and your Christmas trees look great this year.
See, I'm telling you, it works every time, but you got to have some of this to get through a day like today. All right, I'm going to work. I hope I can make it there in time. Mr. Diulus, last thing before we go, let's finish about Pitt. And of course, talk about your Duquesne Dukes too. We got to do both those schools.
Well, we got a big one for the Duquesne Dukes football team at Youngstown State on Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. the first round of the playoffs. They're looking forward to a big matchup there. Coach Jerry Schmidt just won the NEC Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Coach Schmidt. The Dukes men basketball with a real good performance last night at Nebraska. Got a little bit of home cooking from the officials in the second half of that one and ended up losing that one. But we talked a little bit about the Lady Dukes knocking off the Pitt Panthers in the city game last Saturday.
And the Pitt football team plays a little football this week. Right?
They do. They have the Duke Blue Devils tomorrow at noon on the ACC network, I believe. And that's a good one to kick back a little bit before flipping over and watch the Dukes play at 5 o'clock.
We'll finish with high school. This is what we have.
I said tomorrow. I'm a day ahead of myself.
I know.
We're talking Saturday.
I wasn't going to correct you, but that's okay. But tomorrow we have Championship Friday on KDK, the 1A matchup. It is Southside and Fort Cherry, 2A matchup, repeat of last year's championship game, Beaver Falls and Steel Valley. The 3A matchup, Avonworth and Bell Vernon. Spent some time with Coach John Corey yesterday. Just really love that guy, love that program. And they do amazing stuff in Bell Vernon. And Quentin Martin is going to be a great addition to Penn State coming up. And in that 4A matchup, the Aliquip 16th consecutive year in the Whitfield Championship. taking on a very tough McKee Sport team. And to get you started, I'm hosting the Big K Morning Show. Listen to this lineup. Gino DeMarco of Geneva College will be there. We're also going to have Tom Nola for many years at Clareton, George Novak, many years at Woodland Hills, Terry Totten, a great football coach at Central Catholic.
Sure.
Also, Jim Render, the winningest coach in the history of the WPIL. Bob Palco, his friend, my friend, actually was the agent for his son, Tyler, who was a tremendous athlete. But guess who's, along with George Smith, too, of McKee Sport tomorrow, but guess who's going to join me tonight after local news at 6, looking back 30 years ago when they won the WPIL and the PIAA with Eric Kasparovich at quarterback, 35 years as the head coach of North Hills, Jack McCurry.
That was one you finally I was gonna get right.
That's it. I got to get to work. Happy Thanksgiving from the best family of Western Pennsylvania. Backpack.